Hey, welcome back to Anti-King.
Get bent, loser.
Today I'm back with yet another horror you probably slept on, and I don't know about you, but today I'm feeling a little silly. That's right, as you all know, this channel is notorious for its silliness. Woo. Really though, this series is meant to highlight all the different flavors of horror you guys might have missed out on, and I would be remiss if at some point I didn't include a horror comedy. I'll come right out and say that these aren't my favorite. For every good horror comedy, there's about 50 really cringy ones. That being said, there are some exceptions, but a lot of those wouldn't exactly count as being slept on. Usually when a horror comedy is good, it catches on. And that kind of left me with limited options on what I could choose today. But I think I found something pretty good with the 2012 Canadian ZomCom, Dead Before Dawn. Dead Before Dawn is set in the framework of a high school coming-of-age movie, complete with actors well into their 20s. And that's well enough considering one of the stars is Superbad's own Martha McIsaac. It also stars Roderick himself, Devin Bostic, as awkward kid Casper Galloway, who's tasked with running a shift at his grandpa's occult store and eventually cursed. Bostic's awkward affectations and brilliant physicality save this movie at times, and other more grounded performances by McIsaac and co-star April Mullen, who also produced and directed this movie, and Christopher Lloyd of Back to the Future fame. They help temper out some of the less believable characters. Not to say that Galloway is a super grounded character himself, he's not, but Bostic's performance makes it endearing compared to the grating, robust caricature actor Kyle Schmid played. Before starting his doomed shift, Galloway's grandpa warns him of an ancient evil encased in an urn, and that he must not break it under any circumstances. Of course, he and his dumb friends do, because they're dumb, and a curse is released on the entire town. The scenes in which the curse take effect, I guess, are all supremely funny, and this one kill always sticks with me. The curse takes effect, turning everyone in town except our group into half-demon, half-zombie hybrids they call zemons, and won't stop calling them that. And there's a song. God damn it, Canada. A few weeks ago, I talked in my Planet Terror video about the impact Zombieland had on the genre, and the multiple terrible ripoffs it spawned. With its large ensemble cast, youthful setting, and comedic flair, this is one of the few exceptions. Not including the cringy Patrick character, this group plays off each other exceptionally well, and that really makes the difference. These actors help this movie switch from absurd to grounded in wonderfully comedic ways throughout. And that's a big credit to the casting, writing, and direction of this movie, two of which were overseen by April Mullen, which hats off to her. This movie does not happen without her contributions. The group quickly finds out anyone they make eye contact with becomes cursed, and bears that in mind as they set off in Patrick's Winnebago to search the occult barn for some answers. In the process, they run into Casper's grandpa, who then succumbs to the curse before he can explain how to fix it. However, they find the answer in a book, and then discover and collect all the necessary items to seal the curse back into the urn, and it involves Casper sacrificing himself with a grenade to be transported back in time to right before the urn breaks. And this time, they aren't so stupid. So that's it. That's Dead Before Dawn. It's anchored mainly by some solid performances by the main cast, and functions better overall as a hyperactive comedy than it does a horror film. But I think there's plenty to enjoy about it anyways. Alright, so now we're at the segment where I explain to you how I rate these in case you haven't watched any of the other videos. I'm looking at these 6 things: tension, kills, plot, acting, sound design / score, and direction. So with that in mind, let's dive right in. Tension is certainly not the aim of this movie, or really any horror comedy for that matter. But at times, this movie does a great job. A lot of that is less the result of effective writing, as we've seen before with like The Dark and the Wicked, and more of a result of an excellent score and shot selection. But I'll get more into that in a second. For a zombie movie, the kills should be a strength, but I was incredibly let down in that department here. I'll give it a few points because the deaths when the curse first sets in were pretty inventive and pretty funny. I think them kind of half-assing this script was supposed to be part of the humor, and I don't know, it just kind of feels like something a 14-year-old came up with at a sleepover or something. Martha McIsaac, April Mullen, and Devin Bostic saved this film. They're funny and effective, and their lines are all delivered with poise. Excellent soundtrack, the music cues hit all the appropriate moments. The score itself is minimalistic and subtle, but does some heavy lifting in the background. April Mullen pulling, quadruple duty on this movie and still being able to produce a motivated, well choreographed, and coherent final product is a miracle in its own. Couple with that, the fact that she had such an amateur script to work with, and this is even more impressive. And that's not to say she was graded on a curve here either. The shot selection is often gorgeous and thoughtful in a movie that is anything but that at times. Alright, so 38 out of 60, that comes to a respectable 63%. Listen, if you watch the trailer for this, or even just the first 5 minutes or so, you'll recognize immediately that this movie could have been an absolute turd. But stick around, I think you'll find yourself enjoying it more than you expected, because that's exactly what happened for me. Anyways, guys, thanks again for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. There are some scheduling issues. I ran into some problems, long story. So this video was supposed to be released on Wednesday. That didn't work out, but I'm releasing it today on Saturday with the other video that I already had planned, which is the psychological thriller Compulsion. So somewhere at the end of this video, I'll put like a link to that video as well. Go watch it, it's good. Probably. After that, this series is going to take an almost month-long break as I move through some video essays I'm really excited about doing. And in other news, the underappreciated career of will be back in mid-July, this time covering Rose McGowan, which I know is kind of weird because we've already talked about like Jawbreaker and Planet Terror, but just kind of go with it. Don't forget to follow me on all the socials. I've been going pretty hard on the gram lately. I'm fucking 30 years old. Is that something people say? God damn it. God damn it, Canada. But anyways, for real, thanks for watching, and until next time, stay safe.